Yeah,
Okay,
once.
so
Give me one. Which environment do you want me to open? I
Any
suppose dev.
environment. Any
Okay.
environment is good.
Okay, 1 second. It is open.
Dev is better because you would have access. Although we'll not be doing much editing today, but still.
Okay. Here it is.
Okay. So in the last session, we more or less focused on the main homepage and search and an overview what it presents, and it has features like export to Excel and it has Google Maps. So I think that most of you are aware of it. And they can extract the data, whatever they've searched, they can extract the data into an Excel spreadsheet and then massage and use it as they want. Means take out the columns or rearrange them and all. And they do use it extensively. So the first, as we talked about, that the first stage of a project is a LLW, which is the lowest level of work. That's how it enters PTS world. And at that point, there are certain attributes for a project which are at LLW level. So levels basically are the LLW design and package. So in the grids, in the result set grid, if you go down. Oh, you haven't retrieved anything? Okay, can you
I have.
retrieve?
Wait,
Oh, okay.
what do you mean
Okay.
by retrieve? This
No,
one.
no, that's okay. That's okay. So you have this one project retrieved. So I mean, where you see the LLW number, the LLW design and the package are hyperlinks. Basically, they take you to the LLW page means the additional attributes page, API we call it. And the design bundle has a hyperlink which takes you to the design bundle page, and the package hyperlink takes you to the package page. And so we'll click on the LLW hyperlink now because we are still at the LLW stage talking about that. So it brings us to an API page, and this has different tabs if you see. So first is project indicators, second is, what is it? Mounts, right? And the third is comments, and okay, so we'll go one by one. Now the main project indicator page has the most attributes which are related to an LLW, and some of them are very deep rooted, some are on the surface, just what they mean. Some have logic behind them, some have validations behind them. So basically, mentor type, right? What is first one is mentor type. Mentor type actually is a package level attribute which is displayed at an LLW level, which is displayed in this page also. And basically it's stored at a package level. So I'll just mention this much, and when we come to the package, I'll revisit the API to show how it like links to it. So the second one is capital category, which defines granular, which defines the work that is being done at a granular level. And the master for this, or the lookup table for this, is from pip. So this is an attribute which comes from pip with the initial value. So the value is always populated when a project is created. And ideally it remains the same, but there could be times when if they've categorized it wrongly, they come here and change it. So it's an editable field. And mentor type, as you see, it's grayed out. It's not editable because it is at package level. Then is the description, which is free-form text for an LLW, which again comes at the time of when a project is created and is editable at a later stage. The next is agency, management template type, which we talked about in the last session. So agency is basically SCO, and if you see the agency drop down, if you pull it up, if you click on the agency drop down.
Oh, it is disabled for this one.
Okay, it's disabled. Okay, that's because whatever is the status of the project. You know, my eyeglasses are broken, so I'm using my transition. I don't see so good with this small font, so I might ask you to read what things it
Oh, it
has. But
says a school construction authority.
yeah, that it says, and it's not editable for a reason, because what is the status of the project? Can you read it out?
Yeah, it is SCA design, CNO, NTP
No,
design.
status.
Oh, them. Oh, the status.
Yeah, in the top block, I think it's there.
Hmm. Oh, this one?
Yeah,
CM, construction, and active.
inactive. So it's an inactive project. That's why we
Oh, wait,
cannot
wait,
change
wait,
the.
wait, wait. That's
No,
a really good point.
active.
That, yeah, that's the status is active. The other two, that's the station is CM, and the activity is the thing in the middle, and the status
Yeah.
is the last one.
Yeah, so basically editing of the agency and management template is controlled by where the project is at any point of time. Even if it's an active project, if it's gone beyond a stage, means these rules have been defined very carefully. They were done, it took a long time to define these rules, but it's really good that they are in the table. So we control it through a table. So basically it tells if a project is r- gone beyond a certain point, it cannot change it. The agency and the management template cannot be changed. So you'll see some active statuses also where it will be disabled, or sometimes it's editable, but the filter or the list which comes up is narrowed down based on the status, or it expands based on the status. So that is very much controlled by the table and the rules, very closely knit with the status. So in this case, it's not allowed. So the agency is showing as a school construction authority and it's not editable. So if it was editable in this drop down, you would have seen SCA, which is what you see right now. Plus you would have seen a bunch of around 15, 20 more records, which are all other agency, NYPD and DDC and all, which are all other agencies. So all agencies other than SCA would have been listed. So there are projects which sometimes are done by are given out to other agencies to work on. So in that case, the agency is the other, means whatever is the agency name. Could be DDC, which we'll look up another project, and it'll be a little more as an example, we'll look it up later. Next is management template type. This, as I said, defines the workflow or the journey of the project. So this is a three-piece component, which the first one is the agency. The second one is the management type, and the third piece is the management template. So if you read it out, it's SCA, which is same as the agency. The second piece is, what is it? SCA,
CN, no, NTP, design.
yeah, no, it says something else, right? SCA design construction no NTP and design construction no NTP. So this project, the workflow it'll follow is design construction no NTP. So basically, once you look at these template types or management type, you would also know. But basically, as I told, the normal CIP is the complete workflow, or not complete, but the most expanded or elaborate workflow of a project. And this is a subset of it where it goes through design, but it doesn't go through bid and award. After design, it goes directly into construction and close out. This is just for information. So the project will come into pre-scope. It'll go to A&E for scope and design. Once it's designed, it goes directly to construction and then close out. So it eliminates two more steps, which a normal CIP or the most elaborate workflow goes through, which is RFC and bid and award. So this basically, and then the third piece template, if you read, this is what confuses a lot, that it is same as the management type, the template type. What is the relation between a management type and a template type is? Most of the time you'll see the same. It's just capitalization over there and no, small case in the template type. But what happens is, as an example, I'll give normal CIP project, as I said, goes through pre-scope, scope, design, bid and award, RFC, bid and award, construction, closeout. But there are times that when it comes to scope or it comes to design, for various reasons, there's some documentation missing, or it has to be brought to a halt, or so means it cannot continue until that whatever is holding it up, it cannot continue beyond that. So what they do is, so it's kind of a detour where it stops at a certain stage and it cannot go beyond that. So what they do in this case is they go and, if it's a normal CIP project and it comes into this situation, they come and change the template type to scope only. So that for a scope, when the template type is scope only, it ends at scope. It doesn't allow project to go beyond scope until it's taken off. So these are basically variations of the normal CIP, for a certain reason, if they have to come to a stop, we change the template type, and once things have worked out, we release it and bring it back to normal CIP via change of management template type. So normally, this in normal CIP, we have the scope only and design only as the two detour or stopping points, which temporary holds, kind of, you could call them, via change of management template. And rest of them you'll see 1:1 relation, because it was a design which we did, so we had to have a value for others also, which do not go through such detours or variations. So most of the time you'll see the same as you see in this case. Even if you got a little out of it, it's good. I can repeat it once again after this session, because in case some little more clarity is needed, but at this point I won't go more deeper into it. So that this is one attribute where you'll see sometimes it's not editable, sometimes it's editable with very few values. So it's all based on the table and the rules defined in the table. And when a new management template or anything or agency is defined, it's a lot of work to set it up in that table, and has to be done carefully because it controls the whole workflow. What is the next attribute? FE component. No. What is it? Wait, let me blow it up. Let me make it bigger for myself. Okay, FE category. And the next one is FE
Coordinator.
coordinator.
So are we gonna be, I know that you mentioned that we're gonna go through this. I mean, I understand that this is pretty complex, right? I mean, when you change the management template type, the whole status changes over here, right?
Sometimes the status changes, sometimes it doesn't. Like the example I took, scope only, that would be permitted while the project is in scope. If it's gone beyond scope, it doesn't make sense that we are stopping it at scope, because it's already done the scope. So only if a project is in scope, it gets that choice to change it to scope only. And if we change it to scope only, the status doesn't change, but it doesn't allow you to go beyond scope. So there are times the status will change, and candidate where the status will change would be if it's a SCA project and I'm changing it to DIT, the status will change. It will become DIT, pre-scope, whatever, active. Say it was PCPS active, it will become DIT, pre-scope active. So, okay. And what else? So that status doesn't necessarily change, but does change many a time. So the next attribute is FE category, FE coordinator. Now this is FE stands for furniture and equipment. Sometimes you'll find the word procurement being used for it. So it's procuring furniture and equipment. So for that, procurement word is used. So this is used when a project, usually the projects we have here are construction projects, but sometimes along with the construction project, we have they procure, if they're making a, say, science lab, they have some furniture and equipment they'll be procuring for it along with it while they do it. So then they assign LLW for that procurement project, and that has a FE category. So FE category, there are very few, I think there are 5. One is science lab, one is library, so whatever they procure for the library. So in that case, they categorize or identify the furniture equipment part of it, saying that this is the category and who's the coordinator. So there's a coordinator who coordinates it, so that person is identified. So it's like anybody wants to reach out or anything, they know that he's the coordinator and what is the category associated with it. So, okay, and then if along with the construction project, there is procurement associated with it, it's called a dual component project. Means basically construction is getting done, and along with it, some procurement of some furniture is being done for it also. And then there are projects which will be called F&E only, which are just related to procuring furniture, no construction component to it. So those are called F&E only projects. That I think is a management template. Value is different because we do not track schedules for it because it's not construction related. So, but they do stay in the system because of, there's charges against it, there's time the people charge against it. So it is, it does enter the world of PTS as a project, but it's a F&E only project where it's just really no construction component to it. So that is the identification of a dual component, F&E only, and a construction project. A pure construction project will not have F&E category or a F&E coordinator. And in this case, the one we have on the screen is a construction project. So there's no F&E category. There's no F&E coordinator. Next is, what is it? What year? Okay. Who do we have next attribute, please?
Is it Mac here?
Yeah, I don't remember what Mac stands for, but it's an attribute. They enter the value. This has no validations against it or rules tied to it. So not a very significant attribute as per the development team. I don't know, it might hold significance to them, but it doesn't have validations or things associated it. And I don't remember what Mac stands for. I'll find out. Okay, priority. Could you just pull up the priority dropdown? So this tells that what is the priority for a project. In this case, it's not identified, but archived is obsolete. We created a value for obsolete projects which do not really are not required now, but we had to get the data from the older system. So we have that emergency, time sensitive, urgent, executive, and orange. So this is a classification of prioritization of a project. So it helps them filter out and gather the information based on this attribute. Sidewalk bridging. Okay, sidewalk bridging. If the project requires sidewalk bridging while the construction is being done, this has, pull up that drop down, please. So it has values, temporary, corrective, nothing, and whatever, bridge and construct. So this is also an identifier. Now sidewalk bridging, I don't remember that rule, but this comes when a project is initiated one, and if sidewalk bridging has a value of, I don't know what was the value, I forgot that, but it's based on a value, and then if the
I
management
think it's
template,
corrective, if I'm not mistaken.
when a project is created.
Oh, no.
Okay, when a project is created, one of these values, if it's one of these values, which I can tell you next time because I didn't get chance to prep. So that's value, and the management template is construction no NTP, because basically construction no NTP is a management template used for emergency projects. So if both of these are satisfied, the status of the project goes directly into construction execution. So this was a change we did lately when in the procedure which is called by PIP to initiate a LLW. And if you remember, Aldo, yesterday we had a meeting with Art where he was asking you means I joined later, so he was asking you. And later I had a talk with him, so I explained him the whole enhancement. That was to do with this. So basically earlier what used to happen, it used to go to PCPSAC. They wanted this change where it will jump directly to construction. So we have done this lately. So this attribute and its validation starts as soon as the project is created. Means it has a validation at that point of time. And here down the line, I think it has somewhere in RFC or somewhere. But when we come to it, we'll talk about it. But as of now, till now, it has a validation when a project is created with one of the values of sidewalk bridging. And if the management template being passed is construction no NTP, the status goes directly into construction. This was done lately. Art is going to put notes about it in his documentation or whatever he's making the document. He's going to put that. So he discussed with me yesterday. So that is to do with that. And then next is reason. Reason is a drop down to BCC plan
No,
examiner.
BCC plan, yeah.
BCC plan examiner. So this is these are BCC stands for Building Code and Compliance, and there are these examiners, BCC project examiners, which are defined set of people, and basically they're associated with the project. And Patricia, one of our users, sends us on a monthly basis an update of the BCC plan examiner with the project, because I think the duties or the responsibilities keep shifting. So whatever the changes, she sends us in a spreadsheet, and we have to do it, update the projects accordingly as in the spreadsheet. Now this is it's for a long time it's been a monthly activity where this happens. So this is one of the candidates for a bulk update, which is a fairly simple bulk update. But we would probably do the bulk update. The plan would be to read it from the her spreadsheet and do it. And before we read and do, we'll have a validation, which will at least check that the BCC plan examiners she has listed exist, or we can find them in the SecM APP user, because I think we don't have a master for BCC plan examiner. We go by the network ID. So basically the network ID for the person should be there. So she usually lists the name, or we can little bit ask her to groom the spreadsheet, and it'll be a bulk load, not valid, no more. It doesn't involve validations except this. We find the network ID for the plan examiner, and we update it in the LLW, TLLW. So it's not a very complicated one. We just check, we find the network ID and we update it, and there are no emails that go out, there are no statuses that get updated. It's only the attribute that gets updated. So no anything associated more with it except just updating the BCC plan examiner. So now when we talk about an enhancement, you'll be clear, so everybody will know what we are talking about. Okay. Next is, what is it? Reason. This is, we have, I think, a reason master from where it's pulling it up, but I don't, it's not a very significant attribute with some classification which they identify. I don't think so. It's used much for reporting also, but it's there. So there's not much to tell you that, except there is a lookup table for it. So next is Chief Project Officer, Senior Project Officer, Project Officer. Now the project we've loaded is what, a CIP project or a capacity project? I think it's a CIP, right? It's a CIP because it's packaged and it's design bundle. So right away you can make out that if it's bundled, it has to be a CIP project. So I remember seeing that it was bundled also. So the values, Chief Project Officer, Senior Project Officer, and Project Officer. These are again, these are package level attributes once a package is created. I'm not sure if they're editable before that. I think they are at LLW level.
These ones are package level attributes, these ones?
They are package level and they are LLW level also. For capacity project, because the capacity project, they're at LLW level. And for CIP project, they are at package level, and there you see they're disabled at this point of time, right? Because the project is packaged. I think before it gets packaged, they are at LLW level. You can go and define the senior project officer, and the chief project officer. But once it's packaged, it holds the same value. Means if a package has 3 LLWs, all 3 LLWs would have the same senior project officer, chief project officer, and the project officer. So what happens is when a package is created in the package page, when we visit that, you'll see these 3 attributes. So say there are 3 LLWs, we create a package out of them. LLW1 has the senior project officer as Aldo. The LLW2 has Stephanie, and the 3 has me as the senior project officer. Now, when we create package out of these 3 LLWs and we go and say Aldo, it's going to put Aldo as the senior project officer in all 3 LLWs, and that's it. You come here and you cannot edit it because it has to be in sync. So got that concept?
Yes, but in which screen you're saying that is going to be modified?
Package. You
When
can
you
go to the
package it.
package and see. Well, there are other areas also, but I'll touch it. But I just wanted this concept to sink in that once packaged, it has to be synced with the package, and it becomes uneditable or disabled in the API page.
Okay.
So this was the example I could give the best. Okay, before now this mainly it becomes disabled. For that reason I said package, but we do have a feature to update it at design bundle level also. So once it's bundled, design bundle, although it's not a design bundle attribute, but that screen when we visit, it's just a feature given whereby they can update it for the LLW at design level. The design bundle table doesn't have these attributes, but say for the same example that I took, the first LLW is Aldo, second is me, the second is Stephanie, right? And we create a design bundle out of it. The two LLWs, L1 and L2. L1 has Aldo as the senior project officer, L2 has Stephanie. Now, when we go to the other screen, which we'll visit that also. I don't want to change the focus right now from this page. So when we go to that, that's a feature. It's not really doing it at design bundle level, but we are pulling up LLWs because there comes a time when for the same design bundle, they know that it will be the same. So Laura had got this developed. She is no longer, she retired from SCA, and she used to use it whereby she would go plug in the design bundle number and it will pull up L1, L2 where Aldo and Stephanie are there, and she changes it to Aldo. So for L1 and L2, it changes to Aldo. So, and then when they go to package and the package L1, L2, L3, and L3 has my name, and when they again pick Aldo, all three get Aldo. So the second one is a feature that the package level is stored at the package level and goes and updates it at LLW level. So if it's packaged, the SPO, CPO, and PO should always be in sync for all the LLWs in the package. If it's not, there's something wrong somewhere. And for that reason, the design bundle, the feature page, which is at design bundle level, also prohibits you to do the update if the LLWs are packaged. So it gives if there's a validation or a hard stop there. If it's packaged, it won't allow you to do because it says go and do it at the package level. So this is for the three attributes.
Monica, did we cover capacity? We only did CIP.
We'll do both, but you want to switch between them or you go one by one?
Well, we ran out of time, so I guess this was all CIP, right?
Yes.
Are we done with it or not? Or is there still more to go?
Whatever way you want to go, I can go each attribute as much as I know, or we can just switch and see a little bit of subtle differences. What do you want to do?
I don't mind. Well, we said half an hour, so do we want to have
Oh,
a?
it's half an
everybody
hour
can-
meeting only today?
Yeah, so we can pick it up again on Friday, maybe, because Thursday we're gonna have IT
Yeah,
day.
and I think Friday we should do an hour.
Okay.
Oh, you
So
want me to move the one on Thursday to Friday?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. February
so
19th.
just remember where we covered till.
I mean, it is, if you guys have to, do you want me to move every meeting to an hour?
Yeah,
I
because
think
30 minutes is not enough.
Yeah.
I can speed it up if you want, but
No, that's fine. No, I'll move them to 1 hour so that you don't have to speed them up.
Yeah.
I can do it either way, but this I feel would be a little more informative, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
No,
they'll
that's fine.
get speeded up when we come to the topics which I don't know too much about.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Monica, maybe, and you and I were having a technical meeting tomorrow. Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'll be attending, but most of these attributes, they are in the LW table, right?
Right. Because the LLW level attributes, they are in LLW, TLLW and LLW. There's another table, LLW, T, something for additional attributes. I think there is one which because we kept that table for attributes which pertain to capacity only, like LLW, TLLW has common attributes for CIP and capacity, those columns. But then there are some attributes which pertain to only capacity projects. So that we kept in that LLWT, LLW extension, I think it's called table. So those are the two tables. And some columns which are not used anymore in LLWT, LLW extension, that I'll tell you. Means I don't want to bring it up in this because it's of no significance to Simon and Stephanie. So later I can tell you about that when we sometimes visit the tables. But these are the two tables, yes, for LLW attributes. Yes, it's
Okay.
LLW level attributes. So is
All right.
that enough for today?
Yes, I think
Okay.
that will be, we can continue on Friday and I'll be moving it to 1 hour.
Okay. Aman, you know what MAX stands for?
Is that the MAC?
Yes.
Once upon a time, but I'm getting too old.
Okay, I'll check with what do you call Maggie or somebody, and that was till now. I think that was one abbreviation I didn't know or could not tell. So I'll next time I'll tell everybody.
Good one.
Okay.
Thank you, Monica. Good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Aldo.
Yeah.
You want to stay on to go over that story before our meeting at 2?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What happened? I'm not able to leave the meeting.
May want
Doesn't let me leave. It wants me
No
to
way, really?
continue. Oh, no,
Funny.
wait. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so they want us to add a PAPS flag to PTS. Right now, we don't have much information. That's why we're meeting with them, because we need to know where it's going to be displayed, if it can be searched on or exportable. We know that it's going to be a read-only, like yes or no field, coming from the building file, and then you have all of the information you need to pull from the building file. So you're going to pull it from the building
Stephanie.
file and display.
Stephanie,
Yeah.
is it still recording or my screen is
Oh,
frozen?
hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
still
my-
recording.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.